this weekend there was a little bit of political intrigue in the headlines. There was some conspiracy, perhaps. Um, and in the spirit of conspiracy, we came up with our own conspiracy theories of the NCAA tournament. So, Eric, take it away.
Yeah, so I think the theme of this year's is storylines. You can't make a nice shiny moment video without having those drawbacks. Just great storylines. Everybody just remembers these significant things that happen. And it becomes kind of easy to create a bracket if you're on a certain committee of an organization that has four letters, two of which are the same in it, to just kind of make things, kind of eventually forced together to make some really good stories. Like a former player and assistant coach playing against his old team, and like, oh, and his son's on the team, and playing for his father. And look how that worked out. Yep, game of his life. Yeah, that worked out great. Um,
Because you
yeah,
can't write the better story.
Yeah,
So,
and it works even better when it's putting the number one overall team, the one favorite to win. Unfortunately, just putting them as a deer in the headlights. Because knowing though everybody tunes in to watch the big guy fall.
yep.
In this case, it was Taco, but yeah, I see some other ones. Coming on our side of the bracket in particular. I think the right side of the bracket, if you will. That's just a lot of it's pretty much they want the blue blood teams to be in there. They want the Virginia. They want the chalk teams to get there. They want to see the battle of the other light blue and the other royal blue, Kentucky and
Yeah,
UNC.
those
They want to
two,
see
the
they want
the
to see UVA and Tennessee. Yeah.
sleazebag and the guy who takes timeouts with him to retirement. That one.
Yeah, they want
Yeah.
they want to see the two teams that have been at the top of the rankings. Tennessee go up against UVA. The Anteaters had a great run.
They
Shout
did
out
have a
to
good run.
UCI. That was also an excellent storyline. Not saying maybe that was not necessarily 100% conspiracy. They were
I
pretty good.
called that one though.
How could you not?
Yeah,
It's the
it was
Anteaters.
beautiful stuff.
But see, like what's the storyline for that one though? Their best player's name was Max Hazard. Like, come on. Like, of course. Like, if I thought that they were going to beat Oregon and win and go into the Elite
But
Eight.
they
Like, I
came
was,
close
it was
ish.
close.
It
Yeah,
was close-ish.
they just, yeah. Oregon shot the lights out. I mean, they shot unbelievably from the 3-point line.
Mm.
Also, I mean, a Wolford, as I like to call him, Fletcher McGee. Come
Woofers.
on,
Oh my god.
come on. How are they not going to win a game like that? I mean, and like to come that close to Kentucky and then ironically be at the game that like he doesn't hit a 3-pointer.
Yeah,
I
no
mean,
more arrows in the quiver for Fletcher, unfortunately, against the
yeah,
Cats.
he
Like
he he
one
shot,
three.
he shot 11. He averages for a game. I mean, like they should have won by 12 against Kentucky, but it just didn't work out. And that's also a great storyline. Like, oh, it wasn't enough is also a strangely weird,
Yeah, well, the committee
good
thought it
storyline.
could have Cinderella with Wofford, and it
Yeah,
failed, so that
because
didn't
it worked
work.
out great. It worked out great for Loyola last year. I mean, it's
Right.
incredible
And Sister
because
Jean.
people will tune in to watch those game affiliation as you get deeper into the tournament too. Um, so
Right.
that's what I
So,
generally think.
yep.
Generally think about that side. That gets to the Final Four. Um, it always there's the obvious chance of a royal blue on royal blue. Duke versus Kentucky battle. I'm sure they'll love to show highlights of Leitner all day.
Yep. Pretty
And
much.
there's this like I don't even know what this would do to college basketball. I'm a little scared to think about it, regardless of who won. If Duke UNC met in the championship game,
I have my own
I
thoughts, but yeah.
yeah. Anyway, back
But
to
no,
the
the
other side.
K Calipari thing is a great storyline that they want to draw because it's like, oh, Calipari had the one and dones, and then Coach K took it and did it better. And look,
Yeah,
like it's the whole okay, blah blah blah, cheater. Calipari's a
yeah.
cheater. Okay, anyway, on our side of the
Anyway,
bracket,
on
write the
our side of the bracket,
storylines into the Elite
yeah,
Eight.
we got some good ones for it. We got potential for what I think is going to happen. Duke, Michigan State. We got a lot of history of playing each other over the last several years because of either the Champions Classic or the matchups. I think like maybe in the Big Ten
ACC Big Ten.
AC Challenge.
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll love to talk about Kyrie, getting injured against Michigan State years ago. There's the storyline of Michigan State, potentially, I mean, getting a like really bad spot based on like how they actually did this year and like why were they even in ours to begin with? Like
Yep.
they didn't deserve it, so now they have a chip on their shoulder, which the chip to get that off and to prove the certain organizational committee wrong would be to take us out. So I think that's brewing. There's the historical. Tom Izzo's a legendary coach as well. It's how often has he fared against Duke? Was this and this is the time that um, they take us down. There's like metaphors that go to the movie 300. It's like you know like this is like Lansing. Like you come in here with that bullshit and like waves of the best teams from the deepest corners of the earth were assembled and thrown upon them, and they bounced off our fields and cheers like nothing, and we broke every line. That's a paraphrase quote of the movie. Can you tell I
Oh,
own that on
because
DVD?
and Zion is what, King Xerxes or something? Like
I don't know.
the big bad Duke team? Oh
I
god.
don't know. I think the Xerxes is the NCAA committee, and
Yeah.
the different the teams are the ones being thrown at them. Anyway,
In
and
the bottom,
then
and then
yeah,
Gonzaga, right, being
yeah,
it's the Duke revenge game and
yeah. It was
the
close at the
only
begin.
team to beat Duke with Zion.
Yeah, close at the beginning of the year. The
Yeah.
rematch, Rui Hachimura. Yeah, that's the obvious one. Even to get to Michigan State, there's Virginia Tech. They beat us earlier this year. We didn't have
Virginia Tech.
Zion. They didn't have Justin Robinson. How will these teams be without their two stars? But now they're back. Like Buzz Williams. But the one thing is that it's not. We won't be playing on February 16th, so I feel like we got a pretty good chance. Although conspiracy, it's a Sweet 16 game. We're two teams, 2-16, February 16th. Oh, triggered. Um,
This,
um,
I'm
thank you.
telling
I
you,
thought it was pretty good.
it must be true. The conspiracy is real because there is nothing interesting going on the other side of the bracket. There is literally nothing interesting. Okay, the entire
I
thing
mean,
is chalk, except for Oregon, who's probably misseeded as the Pac-12 champion, and like unless they have like some ridiculous shooting performance against Virginia, they're gonna lose. So
who
it's
knows?
gonna be yeah.
They do a selection Sunday. These guys are there on, a lot of times Friday and Saturday, they're just sitting around watching a bunch of, conference tournaments going on, and they probably get it down, boiled to a really good spot based on like how teams actually did, and then they just probably like, I don't know, over a couple like drinks, that are just like, hey guys, it'd be fun. Oh yeah, that's good, dude. Let's do that, and then just start tweaking stuff around. Which is why you see these little like, oh, why are they over here? Like that doesn't make sense. Um, I will say though, the other one too, in addition to like, yeah, so Florida State, we got a thing with them. Going farther down, I actually couldn't come up with a good one with Texas Tech. If anybody has a good conspiracy of
Oh
why Texas is going to do, let us know. That was a tricky one for me. But Michigan being in there, because
oh
they're also
god.
in a great spot, because where they're at, it like is a greater chance of having multiple excellent storylines, right? This is the one that scares me, because they have a great storyline if they meet us in the Final Four, because it's not the championship game, which would work, because guess who we beat in 1992 to win the championship?
Michigan.
Michigan. Guess which city that was in?
Indy. Mini.
No,
Oh, it's in
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
Yeah. Um, but that was a championship game, not Final Four. But still, I mean, come on, like that's like a degree away.
Yeah.
And if they somehow were to get into the championship, on the other side, if UNC makes it in, guess who Michigan lost to the next year?
Yeah,
To the
Jordan.
Yeah,
Jordan's yeah.
they lost to UNC
They lost to
thanks to
UNC on the timeout that wasn't.
so Chris, thanks to Chris
Thanks,
Webber's
Chris Webber.
timeout thing.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. Plus, I mean, if say Michigan State gets to the Final Four, you have Michigan State, which is always an insane matchup. Michigan State has waxed them
Beat
this
them
year,
three
um,
times.
but hey, can they beat them a fourth time?
Yeah, this is
Storyline.
storyline. And the media just needs stuff to write about. So the NCAA just throws them bones and they're like, here's the game. You can like yeah, I mean, this is why. So it's conspiracy theory 101 as to how these actually are like picked. The other one would be if we beat Michigan State and then you beat Michigan. You beat both teams in the state of Michigan, and as if like people couldn't hate Duke more. there
Yeah.
you go. The entire state of Michigan hates Duke.
Yeah,
Um,
even if there were some sympathetic, Spartan fans out there, other than just like the several times we beat we beat them, even though they always have really good teams and they're kind of close. But yeah, let's definitely take the whole state on. That'll be great too.